right, everybody. How about that new music, by the way?
Actually is new music this
New
week.
music, actual new music from legendary Bristol breakbeat producer Kraymon, a.k.a. Pete Horsham. Hit him up on Facebook, SoundCloud, all of the internet things.
The young hip people use.
Probably Snapchat or something.
Yeah.
Not really sure what Snapchat is. Anyway, yeah, thanks, Pete, and welcome to the show.
That's some pretty badass beats, right?
Dad and bass.
So there is now professional content in our podcast.
Can you guys beatbox?
No. Can you?
Me can, yeah.
You know you have to do it with just there's two things that you need, right? You need boots and you need cats.
Okay.
Really?
Go on then.
Not quite as good as Kraymon's intro music, but
It's up there.
anyway, welcome to episode 5 of Bad Dad's Film Review. Thank you for listening. This week we're live from Meeg's dungeon in a change to our regular setup.
It's a cave.
It's a cave, Meeg's cave.
Man cave.
The man cave. What have we got lined up? Oh, I'm here. It's Reegs. I'm here with my co-host Sidey
Hello.
and Anonymous Meeg.
So you're right.
What have
you
we
ain't
got
seen
lined
me,
up?
right?
You ain't seen these, yeah.
So we're going to have a top 5,
Yeah.
which the theme is based on, I believe it was the 5th of December what was it? Ninja Day. Was it Ninja Day?
It was Ninja Awareness Day.
Yeah.
Nad.
Yeah, it was Nads.
You
Yeah,
should be aware of them. So we'll do a top 5 martial arts films.
sweet.
Yeah. And then we should just crack on with that.
Yeah, let's go straight into it. I tell you what, just before we launched the top 5, we did a top 4 last week of best movie twists, and we
Do you remember
left
what the
open.
top 5, can you remember what they were?
We had Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
We had Fight Club.
No.
Usual Suspects.
Yeah. Horror film that you suggested.
Twins.
The Mist. I can't really go in because I was the only one who saw
Well, it did.
but
It did go in. And then the other one was Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back.
And then we
Brilliant.
opened it up to
We opened it up to the social media channels.
Yeah.
We did have a massive deluge of responses.
I can't believe what won after all that many votes.
Yeah,
Danny
absolutely.
DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger and twins.
No.
No. No. The winner was from Matt Howe on Twitter, and he came up with Ratatouille as our film with a twist. Who could believe that a rat could cook? So,
Quite early on in the film, that twist.
yeah, I don't know that it really
I'm not
fits the
sold.
definition, but that was our number one.
Well, that was our criteria. So we'll do another top 4 martial art films, and then it's open to the public to decide on a 5th.
Like it.
All
yeah.
right. So who wants to start the
Hang
bidding?
on. Why does Ratatouille doesn't get in there?
Because
really,
it was
does
the only vote that we had.
All right, that's better.
No one was making a different argument.
So, yeah, top 5 martial arts.
Meeg, I have a feeling this is going to be your forte. I reckon you be quite into martial arts films.
You seen a lot of martial arts films, Meek?
I had a little phase when I was a bit younger, yeah,
Yeah.
of watching a couple, but that was the kind of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Well, that's
Yeah,
a
well,
good one
that's
to
a great
start
one.
with. Why don't we
sort
start
of
with that?
phase, which I thought was mega cool, yeah.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
It was all in foreign, though.
It was, yeah.
But the fight scenes were off the Rick scale good, right? So,
So
you
I
know,
actually
sort of
I
they-
went
they
to cinema, okay, for
flying people.
this. Yeah. A lot of wires.
Kicking people.
Wire Fu, yeah.
And I did see people when they went to buy their ticket, and the people selling the ticket were saying, just so you're aware, this is a subtitle film, and people would just refuse to go in, wouldn't buy a ticket, just turned away and left.
What, there's words on screen, I can't
Yeah, I
watch
can't possibly compute words and pictures.
it. Yeah.
You do find you look at the words, though, don't you?
No, I find after a while you just absorb it without having to consciously.
No, I look.
Yeah, no, I'm with Sidey.
I look.
Well, that's good. Well, I would say that I was in, because I had that.
I had that one as well. And I liked it because it was sort of balletic, is how
Yeah.
I would describe
I know.
it.
I
It was
also
great to
had
watch.
House of Flying Daggers, but they're kind of interchangeable, I would
Yeah,
say.
Yeah,
I
put those one and the two.
preferred
Very
Crouching Tiger.
Yeah, well, it came first.
Yeah.
Okay, can I give you a second film?
Yep.
Enter the Dragon.
Yeah.
This is a
of course.
classic.
Yeah. You've got to have some Bruce Lee. That's the one with the...
Well, we could have also had Way of the Dragon, because that's got Chuck Norris in it.
Yeah, but Enter the Dragon's got Bob Wall, right? So...
Yeah.
It's Enter the Dragon one with like Bolo. And
Yeah.
Screw you.
The
Mis-
Mirrors.
Screw you, Mr. Hammond.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hans Island. They fight on Hans Island, yeah.
And it's got the classic mirror scene at the end, which has been aped in many films since.
Do they show it now with the nunchuck scene? Because for ages that was like the cut that if you wanted to see the definitive one, it had, because for some reason that was taken out. Like it was too
That was too
stylized.
violent.
It's not that violent. I mean, they're kicking the shit out of each other the whole film, but suddenly when he's using nunchucks, that's too violent.
I never knew that, but yeah, I mean, the only version I ever saw had the nunchucks in.
Is that the bit where he breaks his neck?
Well, no, I mean, that's Bruce Lee, right? He always used to...
1 inch punch.
Oh, he had a lot of that kind
And
of
they
noise
did that
going on.
quite a lot.
I've got 2 Tony Jaa movies, Ong Bak and
brilliant.
Tom Yong-gung,
I've not seen that one.
which people might also know as The Protector. So
Or
Ong
a
Bak
nice tie dish.
Ong Bak's the one with that big chase down the street where he jumps to that.
is
that's-
amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. That's the one where somebody steals a statue and he goes on a revenge spree to get it
lemongrass,
back.
right?
And The Protector, Tom Yong-gung, is one where they steal his elephant and he goes on a revenge mission.
Or his lemongrass.
It was a real
Or
elephant.
yeah. Yeah, no, they steal, there's a funny scene where they...
And it's
I shouldn't
coriander.
really say it's that funny, but this bad guy, Nathan Jones, I think it is, he's that huge guy. You'd recognise him from movies like 7 Foot Tall wrestler type thing.
Right.
He spins this elephant round by the legs and throws it through a glass window.
A real elephant.
Well, a baby elephant, yeah.
Do you reckon this is a genuine feat of kind of...
Oh yeah, he was
strength?
absolutely throwing elephants around. Yeah, there's no way they would use it. They're committed to the legitimacy of the action.
Okay.
So that puts us on 3.
How far does he throw the elephant?
A football pitch.
That's a lot.
No, it's just through a window.
So I would say that the 3 that we've got so far are definitely more of a Far Eastern sort of
Yeah,
traditional, but I don't know if traditional is the right word, but more classic. if you
yeah.
like.
So
Let's bring this into the 1980s.
so how about we go into the sewers?
Oh,
Explain.
love where you're going with this.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Ninjas?
Which one? You're
They're
not talking about
American.
the Michael Bay one, are you?
No,
'Cause
no.
I'll have to.
Is it a Michael Bay one?
Haven't seen it.
No idea. Who's
I've seen
Michael
those.
No,
Bay?
you're talking about the original, right?
Who's Michael Bay? They're they're American. They're also turtles.
Yeah.
They can fight.
Vanilla Ice soundtrack.
They're heroes. What was the soundtrack?
Well, there was a Vanilla Ice one.
Oh, how did it
He was,
go?
he was in a half shell.
Splinter's a bit of a ninja.
Yeah. So what you're
there's a porn star called April O'Neil.
An
Who's
actual
April
porn
O'Neil?
star.
Oh, the reporter from.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Shredder looks like a ball bag.
It does.
A giant one.
I
So-
might be going with that. I think that's got potential. How about, because this is one of my personal favourites, Bloodsport.
I was going to say, if you don't say Bloodsport, I'll
Because
have to karate
I feel
chop
like
you.
it would need some Van Damme.
I was considering
or-
watching that the other day.
Have you not seen it?
Well, have you not watched it?
It's been a while.
It's fucking
I think I maybe watched it
awesome.
when I was about 16, 17.
Okay.
It's incredible. Kickbox is great too, but Bloodsport is the one. Kumite.
I mean, we could just do a whole section on amazing Jean-Claude Van Damme movies.
Yeah, okay, so why Bloodsport though? What's the plot? Is there a plot?
Illegal
there is a
fighting
plot. It's a
tournament.
true story is the fucking amazing thing.
What?
It's a true story.
It's not a true story.
It's fucking a true story. It is. Says so at the start.
Yeah, but so does Tusk. So,
So tell me more.
So it's just an illegal sort of underground fight competition, and Frank Dukes, like put it with Dukes, he's trying to infiltrate it.
yeah.
Or I can't remember exactly his origin story, but he's trying to. But he's also being chased by 2. Are they FBI or just police? And they're sort of like bumbling, incompetent. But he goes in and he wins the Kumite. But he was a real in real life. He did do that.
No
so they
shit.
say.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
And the fighting's incredible, and he does the splits.
the splits,
and, like,
yeah.
Buck's a really hot girl. It just ticks so many boxes.
And it was one of his earliest roles, Van Damme, wasn't it? And he was off the back of a legitimate career as an actual.
Well, his
ultimate, like,
first one
UFC,
was No
not
Retreat.
UFC.
He did No Retreat, No Surrender, but he played the villain in that.
Yeah.
And then he went. But I have a feeling that Kickboxer came before Bloodsport, but that could be bollocks.
But he
actually.
was like a legitimate kickboxing champion, Jean-Claude Van Damme, wasn't he? No?
Well, possibly. I didn't really. I'd heard all sorts of stuff about him. Like he had.
Mullet.
Yeah,
He
but he had
definitely had
certain mullet.
Mullet skills.
He had. Rather than like learn to stretch and whatever, he had
Massive
certain muscles
short
cut so that he could move his legs. And then there was that rumor that he'd had
That sounds like
a
horseshit.
penis enlargement operation go wrong and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah. And have you seen the series?
No, JCVD.
Yeah,
I
it's
really want
great.
to see it.
It's really good.
Hey, have you got anything a little bit more recent that's also martial arts?
Well, I was going to
The
suggest
Karate Kid?
What, the recent one?
Do you know what? Not gonna lie, I'm going to take old Ralph Macchio and I'm putting that one in. That was brilliant, the Karate Kid.
Yeah,
Watched
I like
so
that.
many
And
times.
also the series, the YouTube series,
Oh, yeah.
was really good.
What was that called?
It's
Cobra
based on
Kai.
Cobra Kai, yeah, it was really good.
We haven't got any Jackie Chan in here at the moment. And
It's a good shout.
Police Story,
Yeah.
Rumble in the Bronx. I mean, these are all really, really
Rush Hour
good
2.
movies. Yeah. And then we've got no Donnie Yen. I mean, I watched a lot of martial arts
Who's
films.
Donnie Yen?
He did The Legend of Fong Sai Yuk. Remember that one?
No.
Anyone? Iron Monkey did that as well.
Sounds good though, I'm monkey.
Yeah.
Does
It
sound
is
good.
really good. Iron Monkey's brilliant. I watched a
no
lot.
one's mentioned Shaolin Soccer.
Shaolin Soccer,
Fucking
yeah.
taking that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you
love
know-
Shaolin.
do you know
I've watched it.
anything
I've watched it.
Have you?
Yeah,
No, I've seen them. You've seen the film.
I actually watched it. It's freaking
Oh, but
brilliant.
we're going to take that over.
Yes.
What about the raid?
I've got that on the
I mean,
list. But to me, it
phenomenal.
kind of feels a little bit on khaki.
Phenomenal football skills. Absolutely.
Shaolin soccer,
See-
it differentiates itself from the rest of them
Yeah.
by having soccer.
What's
in
the guy's name? Is it Stephen Chow?
I don't know.
So I think it's because he always makes those sort of goofy kung fu movies where they wouldn't be allowed to play in a actual World Cup, would they? The Shaolin soccer people.
I don't know.
If they could do what they could do, yeah.
What do you think they get done for high feet and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably would.
All right. So what? And there's Ip Man as well. I've got to just put a shout. Oh, and one more just for my personal
Who? It Man.
Ip Man. But my absolute personal fave at the moment, and he's British, so I feel like I should mention him on our trivial little podcast just for,
Can we add
Scott
him?
Adkins. He's got a great film out at the moment, Avengement. He did a brilliant one called Debt Collector that's kind of Tarantino-esque vibe to it. I really like Scott Adkins. He played the guy who got battered by a cape in Doctor Strange.
Does Kill Bill get a
Yeah.
get an
Oh,
inclusion
that's a good
here as
shout.
well?
I never
then?
even thought
This
of
is a
that.
good one, yeah. They fight what they called the Crazy 88
Yeah.
that she fights. That's a good fight scene. A lot of legs getting cut
And it
off.
also segues into Tusk.
No, it doesn't.
Well, it does.
It does. Yeah. I know where he's going with that.
Yeah.
Let's not go there though. Can I
Okay.
go?
Yeah. Let's
I don't
save
want-
it. Save the main event.
Okay,
No,
so
I
shall
just
we
flat
just
out
should we
don't
just
wanna
draw a
go
line
near
under it
Tusk.
and say notable mentions aside, we've got Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Enter the Dragon, Ong Bak, and Shaolin Soccer. People on our social media channels need to hook us up with a fifth.
Like it. And don't be fucking
Answers on-
Ratatouille.
Yeah, is there kung fu in that?
I don't know.
So what we didn't mention earlier, which we had spoken about but completely forgot because we're so professional, is all the cool stuff that's been happening and coming out just recently vis-a-vis Watchmen.
Oh, Watchmen.
How good?
Oh,
Meeg,
it's
you a big
amazing.
fan?
Well, I haven't seen it.
Okay. It's fucking incredible.
Yeah, it is
So
brilliant.
what do I need? What do I need to watch Watchmen?
You need to
Well,
read
it's
the
on Sky
comic, really.
Atlantic.
Don't have Sky.
Okay, which is really good if there may be other illicit ways of getting hold of it, but I would never recommend that you did that.
Or even have a YouTube video to the.
Yeah, it's amazing. There's the graphic novel which is based on. You don't need to have read that, but it's so much more nuanced if you read it.
I wonder what it's like. I really honestly wonder what it would be like, though, if you
Most
watched
people,
the
like,
series.
a lot of people at my work, have watched it without having read it.
And they like it.
They really enjoy it, but I just think they would enjoy it more if they
yeah.
had been fans of the book because it's fucking great.
Yeah.
Film was good.
So one more episode to go.
Is it linked to the film? Is it a follow-on from the film?
Well, the film is
Or
an
it just a-
adaptation of the graphic novel,
So
but
is it a
not done
complete-
very well, in my opinion. I think you really
hell,
like
dude.
it, but I don't like the way they changed the end. Well,
It makes much more sense than the stupid squid thing. There's controversy.
but then But what I'm trying
Are
to
you
say
just
is
spoiling
that
this thing for me that I haven't watched?
No, because
You keep
this
talking about squid.
follows on from the plot of the book,
Yeah.
not of the film.
Okay, so it's a reboot rather than a continuation.
no,
of-
continue-
It's
continuation.
continuation.
So it follows
set
on from the-
30 years after the events of Watchmen.
Okay, so there's new Watchmen.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's fucking great. It's HBO, so there's like a seal of quality. You know, it's going to have some level of quality, and
Yeah.
it's fucking great.
And
Well, one episode to go, and I'm sure they're not going to fuck it up.
and also there's quite a lot of like big blue penis that walks around. So
yeah, you get some,
would really
you get some
into
bum
that,
sex
I
as
think.
well, which is all good.
Mate, come on. Who likes big blue penis?
Well, wait till you see it.
Yeah.
Is that actually a fucking big blue penis?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a character called Dr. Manhattan who doesn't care for clothes.
So there's also the Mandalorian. Anyone down with that? Or is it just me?
I haven't watched it yet.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I have to say, I'm more excited about that than I am about episode 9 coming out.
Okay.
I'm so bored of that story, whereas this is completely, it seems so far detached from that.
Yeah.
And
Werner Herzog is both starring and directing an episode, isn't he?
okay,
Which is quite interesting.
the last episode was quite The last episode was kind of a lot of fan service, which is what pisses me off about the films quite a lot of the time. But generally, it's really good.
I'm just really annoyed that I had like that one massive reveal completely spoiled for me without even like looking for it anywhere.
Yeah.
It's just I went on Twitter and suddenly there was a picture of that thing, and I'm not going to be the asshole who spoils it for everybody
What,
You
else.
can't
Baby
really
Yoda?
go on the internet without seeing it.
What, Baby Yoda?
Baby
Yoda, Baby Yoda.
It's good. I mean, it's quite short. The episode's only 40 minutes, and I always kind of want more.
Yeah,
And the series is quite short. It's good. It's definitely worth a watch.
yeah,
And then there's been just fucking loads of trailers coming out for cool shit.
yeah,
Black Widow?
Yeah, seen that one?
Yep.
Looks good.
yeah.
I'm into that. It's a little bit difficult because you know ultimately that she's not in any real peril.
You're saying there's no stakes.
Yeah. I mean, some of the supporting cast will probably die, but who cares because it's her film and we know she doesn't die till Endgame.
Yeah,
But the trailer looks good. Marvel always deliver, generally speaking.
exactly.
Wonder Woman 1984.
Yeah,
See the trailer for that?
looks good. Yeah,
Briefly.
Well, it's 2 minutes long.
Yeah.
So,
I think I skim watched it.
okay.
skim watched a 2-minute trailer.
How can you skim watch anything with Gal Gadot in it?
Yeah,
I
It's
just
just very easy on the eye. Especially the new armor that she has at the end of the trailer. Did you see that?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
New Ghostbusters. Let's get the elephant in the room out of the way.
How are you feeling about that? I'm
Yeah.
fucking super
I
excited.
thought
it looked great.
It looked pretty good. It seems like an interesting way to do the story. With any luck, it completely removes all knowledge of the Paul Feig reboot.
Well,
Which
it does.
I
It
hated.
carries on. It's a sequel, isn't it, to
Yeah.
Ghostbusters 2?
it's a sequel to Ghostbusters 2. As
Yes,
in,
the
they're
two
kind of,
original films.
ignoring the female-led one. Not on a they hate it basis, just they
Flopped.
wanted to tell this different story. Well, it was rubbish, frankly.
Oh,
but,
it was
yeah.
terrible. Please.
And then I know you're
and
excited
so
about this.
Is Bill
Yeah.
Bill Murray in it then?
Well, we don't know.
No, well, we don't. It's only at the moment. It's just some kids basically and a mum. It's got
Finn
the guy
Wolfhard.
from Finn Wolfhard.
Wolfhard from Stranger Things is in it.
Okay.
And,
And
Paul Rudd.
a girl
Which
who
one's
just
Finn
basically
Wolfhard?
looks like Egon Spengler.
Yeah. And
Okay,
it's his
cool.
granddaughter. I think.
I'm assuming so. Yeah.
And then there's one that Reegs, I know you're super excited about. James Bond, No Time to Lol.
Yeah.
Huge fan of this franchise.
I mean, I'll see it, but
would
yeah.
you see it? I thought you really hated it enough to not see it.
So there's another
don't
Daniel Craig
know.
James Bond?
Yeah, it's his last one.
For sure.
They
Okay,
gave him,
well, that's
like,
interesting.
a gajillion pounds to be in it. And,
we'll have to do a Bond.
there's
themed
rumours that they
episode
might
at some
kill
point.
him off.
Oh, good. And make it a
So
chick
James
or
Bond
Idris
would
Elba?
be the code name. It's why there's always different James Bond. Because
Yeah.
it's not
I
his
mean,
real name.
fans have said that for years, haven't
Yeah.
they? And now they're going to make it canon.
Well, possibly.
Possibly.
We don't know.
Okay.
But I thought the trailer looked cool.
I haven't seen it.
So yeah, lots of stuff to look forward to.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Right, about this time last week, you nominated this, Reeves.
Yep.
I don't really know how to describe this one, so I'll leave that up to you. But it was the 2014 masterpiece by
Yeah.
Kevin Smith, Tusk.
I fucking like Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
normally, so I actually was a big fan of
He's a
Mallrats,
likable dude, and
Clark's, Dogma. I enjoyed that.
I forgot about Dogma.
Jay and Silent Bob.
Mm.
Cracking films.
That's-
Chasing Amy.
Probably the most films you've seen by one director. I
Yeah, I'm
reckon.
impressed. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you give us a synopsis?
I'll give a brief
that-
synopsis.
But don't go too far, because
Yeah.
The film went far enough.
This is the story you've heard 1,000 times before of,
guy goes to Canada.
of a podcaster. Who,
That was the kind of link, wasn't it? That it was a film.
It was a film about
Yeah.
a podcaster. He watches a viral video of a guy called the Kill Bill Kid who accidentally slices off his own leg. It's a YouTube sensation, and he goes in search of this YouTube sensation to take the piss out of him on the podcast. When he gets to Canada, this dark and mysterious place, the Kill Bill Kid is dead, so he goes off in search of another story.
How did the
which
Kill
he,
Bill kid kill himself?
He killed himself.
he killed himself, yeah.
Shocking.
Yeah, it's not many lols in
There
that.
weren't a lot of redeeming, sort of sympathetic characters in this film.
No. And he ends up through, circumstances and events, meeting Howard Howe, a reclusive man with a load of stories about his time.
So do you reckon they
Travelling the
Kill Bill,
world.
Sorry, just to bring it back a little bit. So do you reckon the Kill Bill kid? So obviously when he was watching, he was doing his actual YouTube video.
Yeah.
He's playing around with a bit of a sword, a
Yeah.
real life sword and a lightsaber, and he just accidentally chopped off his.
Well, it was based on
The
that viral
lightsaber,
video, The
yeah.
Lightsaber Kid.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
but played on the sort of scenario that he actually chopped his leg off.
Yes.
And is that how he died?
No,
No.
he then later on, I think he had approached
Justin Long.
Yeah,
Wallace.
Wallace. He had approached Wallace to be on their podcast.
So, and people morbidly watching this sort of stuff online.
Yeah, which
You've
people
been
do.
online, right? I mean, you know what things are out there. Yeah.
So yeah, they were going.
Right.
He was going out to meet this kid to basically take the piss out of him for cutting his leg off.
But then the kid had,
Then the kid decided
because of the viral video, had gone,
Yeah. And
well,
he was
and
being
not
done.
having a leg and
stick
sort
a
of
fork in me, I'm done.
bad life decisions.
Yeah.
He'd had enough.
Give me
So
give me
anyway,
the sword.
he meets this reclusive man to hear about his tales because he thinks he can exploit this guy.
How does he
for
find a
tales.
reclusive man?
He was in a toilet.
It's one of those things where you pick
Thing.
people aren't going to see me doing that gesture with my arm, but you know where you have a piece of paper and you can pick the number off the bottom of the.
What, from a toilet?
Yeah.
No, I don't know about these kind of things. Please explain more.
Well, notice boards would generally have it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like
Toilet
people would
notice
people would
boards.
put an advertisement up saying babysitting services or dog minding and stuff like that, and you just
Okay.
pull the number off the bottom.
So he's like, right,
So his said, lodgings available, no charge. Just want someone to listen to my stories.
Yeah.
okay.
And Justin Long's in search of a story for his podcast. And then I think this time we really got to the chase, the cut to the chase,
Well,
right?
that was it, wasn't it? Just shared stories, and they went their separate ways at the end.
Not quite. Michael Parks, who's phenomenal in this film, by the way. I'm just going to throw that out.
So,
right now.
Justin goes up to, or Wallace, right? So
Yeah.
he goes up to the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He meets the guy.
And the house is in the middle of nowhere, right?
In the
and
middle
it's
of the
dark when
Canadian-
he turns up. So,
Yeah.
Some Bifrost.
but
Yeah.
before you actually get there, right? It's actually some funny bits in between, isn't there? There's like the Canadian sort of border control dude. who
Yeah.
made me laugh a little bit.
Yeah. A boot. What's
A
this
boot.
all about?
So he gets to his gaff. It's completely dark. It's late at night.
Yeah.
He walks into the house.
Mhm.
Or he knocks on the door,
Yeah.
and then it's just this dude sat there next to a fireplace, right?
Yep. Well, he greets him with a cup of tea, doesn't he? And then he starts recounting some tales, some fantastic
He's like,
tales.
would you like a cup of tea? I used to meet Herming Ernest-way, didn't he? Something like that.
And yeah, who did you? Hemming
Ernest
Ernest.
I
Hemingway.
said Ernest Hemingway,
Hemming. You said Hemming Ernest way.
maybe.
Yeah, and then you can kind of see where it's going, where the tea.
So he's starting to
Starts
get a little
taking
bit,
effect.
drowsier.
Yeah.
But then, what kind of a couple of the other stories that he?
Well, he tells the story about how he was stranded after a shipwreck and he was marooned on an island.
Spoilers coming.
And basically, he was isolated with only a walrus as a friend. And
So when he says that, Wallace just fucking bursts out laughing.
Yeah,
doesn't he? It's really
yeah.
funny.
yeah, yeah. And he called him Mr. Tusk, according to a sort of Jaws style, sort of Quint style, Jaws
Yeah.
style monologue
So
that he gives.
So he was on a boat at the sea, fell into the sea. Everyone else got munched.
Yep.
All got drowned.
Yep.
He washed up on a little rock.
Yeah,
In the
with a
middle of
walrus for
literally
company.
bum nowhere.
Yeah.
And was welcomed into the warm, blubbery
They lived together for
Blubbery
6
blubberness.
months.
of a walrus for
6
6
months.
months. This is a story he told.
Enjoy.
And this
Yeah.
is a beautiful story about how he wants to recreate that loving relationship
Yeah.
he had with the walrus by...
Well, I think the most shocking thing was just how normal this story was, and
Yeah, totally. a
completely and
normal thing.
utterly.
Yeah, no, it's quite cool.
mundane.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then smash cut to Justin Long passing out. There was obviously something spiked in the tea. And he wakes up and he's had a leg removed, which I thought was a bit of an irony in comparison to the Kill Bill Kid, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that
I
was
didn't
the-
notice that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there was. So the Kill Bill Kid lost a leg, then Justin Long
Using
loses a
leg
leg.
long. Blamed on a brown recluse spider.
Yeah.
And then he goes to the really serious thing. Yeah, they said we
So
have to
for
take all
about-
the telephones out of the house.
So for about that was a cheeky little 5-minute conversation. It's daylight. You think he's kind of safe. He's
And then he
waking
kind
up
of
a little
smirks and he
bit.
says goodbye. He sort of like giggles.
Well,
to
no,
himself,
doesn't
doesn't
isn't that when he does the itsy bitsy spider thing? It's just
Not yet,
really
not yet.
creepy. Is
No,
it not that bit?
not
Yeah,
yet. So he's in the sort of gaff. He's talking about guys, poor Justin or Wallace or whatever he's called. He's waking up, and then the dude just takes off the little thing and shows him that he's got no leg, and he's freaking out a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
And then I don't know how a dude is sort of telling him, how the duck's telling him that oh god, it's fucking horrible that there's no phones in the house.
The doctor said we had to
The
remove all the phones. which is
doctor's
just like,
yeah,
really?
to remove all the phone. It's clear and utter bullshit, but somehow he kind of gets away with actually believing it a little
Well, he's
bit.
still
right?
drugged to fuck. Isn't
Well,
he?
yeah,
He's sedated.
He's had
and
a
he's
leg
on a
removed.
shitload of morphine.
He
for
doesn't
his leg.
genuinely question it. He goes, dinner will be at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Then cut to dinner. Oh my god, I didn't get much further than this, right?
Oh, you're kidding? You
No, I fucking gunned it straight after the reveal.
okay?
at least you saw the reveal.
Like we've been dancing around this a lot. So basically, Parks decides, Howard Howe decides to recreate his friend Mr. Tusk by turning Justin Long into a walrus.
So it starts off with you see a couple of diagrams, don't you? Where
Yeah.
he's sort of doing stuff on the table, and then you do get a shot of him laying flat on the
Yeah.
table where he's got flippers.
Yeah.
and he's kind of sewed his arms to his body a bit.
Yeah,
No, I didn't see this.
Yeah, you see that on the operating table.
you do. Yeah.
What operating table?
It's just, I don't know. It's like a table.
I
Like
think
this,
it's
like
after the dinner. He like passes out again or whatever, and he's operating on
so
it.
you do get a shot of the operation.
You get the
Well, just
flippers.
him standing there, and you see the result of it.
Yeah.
but not in the suit because
He turns around to him and he goes,
Because when he whacks him, doesn't he? He whacks him in the head, and he says,
Yeah.
"You're either going to live Like, if you want to carry on living, then it's as a walrus or not at all. And it's
Exactly.
like, the dialogue in this is
It's like,
fucking genius.
he turns around to him in just sort of in general calmness and goes, I think I've got enough stuff now to turn you into a walrus.
And then smash cut, and
Is it smash
he's
cut?
been turned into a walrus.
Because at that point, where I was like, if this is going human centipede type
Yeah,
way,
it's
all of that
yeah.
sort of stuff, I'm like, I'm done, I'm gone, binned.
So, but
Bin.
you saw him
you
as
see
a
him as a
walrus. Did you see him as
No,
full walrus?
did not see him as a
Oh,
walrus.
come on.
Did they actually freaking turn him into a walrus?
So you just get this shot. I think he's like looking through the.
You see his tearful eyes,
Or he-
right?
it
Just
pans
as there's
out
like
and
a
then it just,
tear
like,
going
cuts to him.
Yeah, it's like a
it-
a smash cut back, and he's full
So he's cut.
walrus.
He's ripped his tongue out.
Yeah.
And so you know when he originally
Rips
saw
his tongue out?
When we
Yeah.
don't see
He
that,
can't
you
talk.
just hear them talking to everyone.
he's walrus. Can't
Because all he
talk.
can go is like,
So you know when he realised when Justin Long Wallace realises that he's had his leg amputated and Hal was there and he's just polishing this, but that's his leg, his tibial,
femur,
whatever it is.
Yeah.
Is it really?
And so he gets his two legs, these two bones from his leg, and that's what the tusks are. His
oh
own
my
legs.
good God.
Yeah, so he shoves
So
his own
you get this
bones
shot
in
where it's his eyes, and then you get the proper reveal of him just screaming as a fucking walrus. It's just fucking
Is that
bonkers.
to get ends there then? Like 50
No, no,
minutes?
no.
No, it's still a good 40
No,
minutes
because
of the
then
film to come.
you get Johnny Depp comes into it later on.
Where
Yeah, you
does Johnny
totally
Depp
missed
come
Johnny
from?
Depp. He plays a Guy Lapointe, a sort of Canadian.
Yeah, it's really
really
bonkers.
stupid.
So he's only credited
bumbling.
as he's not credited as Johnny Depp. You kind of recognise him like, is that Johnny Depp? And did you see the two kids in the?
Yeah, that's one of them's Johnny Depp's
And she looks
and
fucking exactly like
Yeah.
Vanessa Paradis.
And,
Harley
the other
Quinn
one-
Smith,
it was Mr.
Kevin
Smith's
daughter. Yeah, so they're in follow-up film.
the follow-up film.
This is the first film of a trilogy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
I mean, I really liked this film. I've got to say.
Can you carry me? Sorry, guys, you're
So
gonna have to
effectively,
guide me through the rest
So
of
what
this
happens
film.
is he then goes on to reveal that he had lived with Mr. Tusk on this island for 6 months until he basically ran out of food.
Yeah.
So he'd killed Mr. Tusk.
He had to kill
out
and
of
eat
starvation and
Mr.
need. And so he's so remorseful. And you see the shot of him on the island eating this walrus blubber and a dead walrus there. And so he's made it his life work to recreate Mr. Tusk. And then you get when he keeps spying on him. And he eventually sort of
He forces him-
determines that Wallace has now accepted his role as a walrus.
Yeah.
So he then straps on his own walrus costume. And they fight.
They fight, yeah.
Because that's what walruses
And
do.
that's where you get Tusk by Fleetwood Mac playing.
Yeah, and it's
And
brilliant.
it's fucking great. But he loses the fight and Wallace stabs him with his
own
leg
femurs,
tusks,
yeah.
and kills him. But he's quite comfortable with that. He feels like it's
become
okay
a-
because Mr. Tusk has got his own back and he feels okay.
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
it.
it's-
Redemption of Mr.
And at
Tusk
that point, his girlfriend and Haley Joel Osment
from The Sixth Sense.
from the podcast burst through the door
How do they know that he's there?
because he eventually got a voicemail out to them. He found his phone when they were ringing him. And
When was that? Like he's got no time.
It was probably in the
it was
part of the
after
film.
it was after the leg amputation, but before the dinner.
But before the
before
full-
the
before the
before the
full
full
walrus.
transformation.
I didn't see that.
Well, you must have got distracted, but it did happen. So they turn up, and his girlfriend just sees him like stabbing this guy with his leg tusk, and she's obviously a bit distraught about it. But then Johnny Depp or Guy Lapointe pulls a shotgun out, and it ends. And you think, but no gunshot, and
No.
and so it's one of your ambiguous endings. But then it comes back, and the girlfriend and
Teddy.
they turn up. You see them get out of the car, and she's got like some newspaper and unravel it, and it's a mackerel. And then they just go to this like little enclosure. This, I don't know, it's like a zoo or something, or
Yeah.
a wildlife habitat of some kind. And they just chuck this mackerel out, and he just comes out and starts eating it. And
Yeah.
this is like a year later. I think it says a year later,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
And he's just
He's
able
gone
to
full
live.
walrus.
He's gone full
Oh,
walrus.
this
And there's
is
just a
horrible,
tear
so-
that goes down his, and he's obviously accepted his life as a
Yeah.
sort of, and the walrus is hideous because it's
So
made out
hang
of
on.
like
There's
patched
a face.
together
Did you see the
skin.
face on its back?
Yeah, it's just horrible. So, I mean, I really liked this movie, and one of the things I really liked about it was it just totally lent into the ridiculousness of its concept.
Well, you would have to embrace it if you were making this. You
Well, but
couldn't
it's
go
not
half measures, could
too
you?
like winky at the audience. It's not like, there's a lot of movies when they have a really ridiculous concept that want to say, oh yeah, we know it's really stupid, and he doesn't do that. He's just like, he treats it like it's a serious thing to do, to turn
there's
a
a
man into a walrus, and it's
So
clearly
the advert
not.
was apparently a real advert. They thought,
Yeah,
and it turned out. So someone did put this advert on Craigslist. I think it was.
Craigslist. Yeah,
but it turned out to be bogus. But the guy that put it on ended up being a producer of the film.
So it's a ridiculous concept, but it is treated really seriously. The practical effects are really good. Michael Parks is just absolutely brilliant as Howard Howe. Even Justin Long, who's not an actor I particularly have
I
rated
think you can make a case
amazing.
for Howard Howe being the most sympathetic character in this film.
When you say sympathetic,
The most likeable.
Well, he talks about he was abused as a child.
Yeah, he was
wasn't
like
he? And
hideously abused.
I don't know if that excuses walrusing
No, it doesn't.
a person.
But like,
it's clearly got.
so they had their podcast.
It does
was
make
called,
you lol a little bit. So
the podcast was a joke on the Nazi party, and they existed just to take the piss out of people. So they were horrible. And Wallace was especially wretched because they both were, because Wallace, every time he went out to do a story with someone, he was cheating on his girlfriend on the road.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
And then you have a few flashback scenes in the film, and one of them is you see his missus.
She's got a ridiculous name, Genesis Rodriguez.
Is that the actress's
That's
name?
the actress's name.
I want to say her name is Mia, but I think that might be one of those girls in the shop. Anyway, you see her doing this heart-to-heart thing where she's talking to the camera about how shit her relationship is, but you can tell that she's talking to someone and a hand comes in, and she's saying, I can't believe I put my life on hold for this guy. He's a fucking arsehole, he cheats on me, makes me feel like shit, but you bring it all back and you make me feel good. And it turns out to be his mate is doing the dirty on him.
Yeah, Teddy is doing the dirty on Wallace.
So she's cheating on. So everyone's they're all horrible. They're all bastards. Yeah. And you kind of think, well, you deserve to be a walrus.
Yeah.
I thought so.
I've got a couple of questions.
Yeah.
One is about, is the suit an organic part of Wallace's body, or is it the stitched on parts of the other victims?
Well, it was stitched on part of other victims, but I don't know if it became part of him.
Yeah.
But you thought it would rot.
It would.
Well, you just go, didn't you? It wasn't completely watertight, was it?
No, because there was a lot of stitches involved.
Yeah.
The other thing was about at the end.
So the way they filmed it was he just did all his scenes in one day or 1 or 2 days because he didn't want to have to keep going in and out of the suit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they blitzed it all. I mean, there was only one location, really.
Yeah, but you're talking about the practicality of actually being a walrus.
Yeah.
With actual stitched on parts.
I mean, it doesn't, it's not one of those things where you go, like, you watch it and you think, oh, maybe I'd give that a bash or...
No.
There's no part of the walrus experience that looks enjoyable, is there? And the other thing is, we've got to assume that the zoo at the end is an abandoned one, right? Not just a regular fucking zoo where it's like, you take your kids along to the zoo.
But it looked a
It's
bit
like,
tired.
oh, don't look at the walrus.
But at the end of it, does he actually look like a human walrus?
He looks exactly the same as he did in the first reveal, but it's like a year later, so he's just...
That's what's so
plodding along.
disturbing, though, because the eyes are so human, but then it's
And he's
peering
got
out
a
at
little
you
beach
from
ball
this
in his sad little
blubbery-
pool.
Yeah.
It's like floating around.
Oh, so he's got like a proper walrus
Yeah.
But like
head. It's not like his head with
like
the
Howard
moustache
Howe
and
says,
everything like that.
Is man indeed a walrus at heart?
Yeah. And I think we can all relate to that.
So budget for this thing was 3 mil.
Yeah.
Do you know what the domestic gross in the US was?
It's going to be shit, isn't it?
1.8.
Okay. What about the foreign?
21 grand.
Oh,
That's
fuck!
low.
I had no idea it was so like badly.
I wonder why.
So they lost a bit on this, and like I said, was supposed to be the first of a trilogy, and they did make the second film exactly the same cast, Yoga Hoosers.
Yeah, never saw it, but I did go after you told me this earlier. I googled what the
plot of
third one
Yoga
would have been.
Hoosers?
Yeah, I did read what the third
Moose
was like.
Jaw.
That's it, but
It sounded amazing.
Yoga Hoosers, I think, lost a lot more and was critically and probably didn't like it either. It got panned. I mean, it got
What
really
was the
fucking
plot?
panned. The lead characters were the 2 girls from the convenience store.
Okay.
So his daughter and Johnny Depp's daughter were the leads in it. But it didn't do well. So I don't think the third one will end up getting made. Maybe it will.
Real shame. But I mean, now
They could have been like a cult trilogy.
totally. But I think this is a legitimately good movie, and
This
it's
one stands alone.
Yeah.
Although, do we want to talk about the online, our usual metrics?
Yeah, go on.
IMDb 5.3 out of 10.
Okay.
Rotten Tomatoes only 45% positive reviews. Metacritic 55.
What about Google? Come on, Google.
Google use our usual
Yeah.
stalwarts. Only 52% of Google users like this.
Wow.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, of course you did. It's not just the sort of film that you want to show people for them to watch it and get the slow dawning realization of what it's about. It's actually, at least half of the movie is a legitimately good horror movie.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't scary.
No,
Horror, body horror.
It had a good atmosphere.
Yeah.
And
Do you know that Johnny Depp's role was originally offered to Quentin Tarantino?
I did know that, yeah. Would have been a bit different.
But he said he wasn't acting at the time. Or doesn't
What
act
is,
anymore.
they have that Johnny Depp's character recounts a scene where he nearly captured Howard Howe.
Yeah.
but they sort of just have this like weird mong off on the like.
Yeah,
they're both
so they
pretending to
read that
be.
he said he decided to do that accent because he thought it would be the best way that you'd feel uncomfortable in that conversation and just want to leave.
Yeah,
But you're thinking, well, this guy's a detective, so surely he just like would follow up on it.
yeah.
So Johnny Depp was trying to chase Howard Howe.
He spent his whole life
Yeah, it
hunting
was
the
his life's
elusive walrus killer.
And he was burned by it because he'd got so close on this one occasion where he'd met him.
So how did he end up finding him then? Has Howard Howe just been in that little building the entire time? His
No,
house?
he must have moved around because there was a shot of him in the cabin in the woods, wasn't
Yeah.
there, earlier?
There's been
I don't know. Maybe I missed
walrusing
that
people
part.
across America.
It's quite hard to take in a lot of what happens after the full walrus reveal.
Yeah, I can't.
I just
to be honest,
vote
I
him
can't
wrong.
remember how they discover him. Is it they go to the they go to the convenience store and
yeah.
they sort of ask where they were asking for directions to? Where
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. Yeah, because that's where the Bifrost and all that comes into it.
Yeah. So this is traditionally the point sidey, I think, where you ask.
Yeah, are you not entertained?
Yeah, I was really entertained. I enjoyed this, and I recommend it to anybody.
Meeg, are you not entertained?
Walrus.
No, it's not. You're not going full walrus on this.
No full walrus.
I'm just really glad this film exists.
Yeah, I'm full walrus. I really thought it's great. All right, kids TV. What was it? What did we do?
Well, this week I challenged you guys to watch Mia and Me.
Challenge is the word.
Yeah, this was inflicted on me by my eldest, and I thought I would share the pain with you guys because, I mean, it's not a spoiler to say that this was fucking awful. Mia and Me is a story about Mia, who read about the land of Centopia in an ancient book of myths.
Jumanji
And-
rip off that.
Yeah. Thanks to a high-tech portal designed by her father, she finds herself hurled into a wonderful world of elves, unicorns, and dragons.
Yeah, it's bollocks.
So practically, how does that happen?
Yeah, well, was there ever any explanation of how her dad had been able to construct this?
I mean, I tried to pay as little attention as possible, even in researching for the podcast. It's
So I had high hopes with it at the start because it wasn't animated to start off with.
yeah. We
Although
should
there was
probably point that
little
out.
bits of flourish of animation within the live action,
Yeah,
and I thought, oh, this is a bit different. I'm quite into this. Not well. That.
it's just
This is
different.
no spirit. But
Yeah.
So what's the original plot line? I mean, I was just watching about 10 minutes ago.
her parents have been killed, and we don't know how.
So she's got no.
So she's
How
with
old is she?
her grandmother, I think it
Yeah.
was. And she's in. Oh, that's it. It was set in Florence, so I thought, oh, it's a bit different setting,
Yeah.
a bit more educational, a bit more cultural.
It's in
than-
Italy.
Yes. So she's going to a boarding school, and then you get the usual bratty, slutty other girls. So she's feeling a bit intimidated, and
So she's getting a bit bullied.
well, she's only just had a very slight introduction, very cliched. And then she went to her room and uncovered this book. Her grandmother gave her a present from her parents, and it was basically Jumanji.
Yeah,
And,
and so
and
yeah,
I
and then
fucking hate Jumanji, and this was worse.
she then sort of segues quite quickly into. She sort of turns into a scantily clad
And she
CGI
even- they even
fairy.
say-
Sorry. Before we even get there, right, the practicalities of how does she actually get there?
So she puts a bracelet on,
Yeah,
and she presses it.
So her parents
And
are giving her a special bracelet, not a
Yeah.
book.
no, there's a book as
There's
well.
a book which she opens, and that talks about Centopia. But then she puts on this bangle thing and rubs it or touches it, and then she has to say her password, which I can't remember.
Yeah.
What it was.
Is it bar na weep na
it's
na
not
grinny
that.
bar?
Don't fucking besmirch Transformers. It's written down on a bit of card by her dad, so that's not a very safe way to keep password.
No,
And then she
I think
so
it was.
then she
I think it
gets
was password 1234. Was
yeah, so she fucks off into this
You need to
like
Google smart
really
lock.
fucking gaudy, horribly designed
yeah,
Centopia place, and she's in this incredibly short skirt dressy thing,
Yep.
with like thigh high
yeah.
things.
It's really
And
slutty.
She even says, "This is a bit short" or something like that. And
Yeah.
you're like, well, why?
Why? Yeah, this is supposed to be kids' TV.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It wasn't even that
So
fit.
do you not like the message that promotes?
Although years later, I believe she may have been a little bit easy on the eye.
Oh well, you're talking about the character. The live action character is played by I forget her bloody name, but she was one of the Sand Snakes in Game of Thrones, and she's actually
Which one?
the really fit one who exposes her boobs to
Bronn, isn't it?
Bronn
Yeah.
in jail.
Bron can't contain
She's
herself.
got short hair, but she's like, it was
Quite
yeah.
hard.
Are you?
No, she was quite hard.
Oh right, yeah, yeah. No,
As in, like,
yeah,
beat you up hard.
no.
kicking the
As
nuts
in,
out.
she's quite attractive.
Yeah, everyone thought the Sand Snake bit was like the worst bit of Game of Thrones, but they don't think that anymore
No,
after it ended.
not after Mia and Me.
No.
Okay, so she found a career in the movies.
Yeah.
Yep.
But back when she was doing this, although I did notice that there's now a Me and Me movie coming out.
Oh my
Let's
god.
fucking not review that.
So can you
Please
tell me a
don't
bit
tell.
more about Syntopia then?
No thanks. There's some unicorn stuff. There's a unicorn called Onchow.
Of course, there's a unicorn.
Who's got a...
Bad attitude. She's fucking rude.
Yeah, he's just a knob.
Why is he not?
It's just fucking rude. He just fucking shouts at everyone. And
Yeah.
only she can understand him, but she can understand that he's being a twat. It's just,
So he shouts at everyone, but only she can hear him.
yeah, so he's just being fucking rude to it. There's a couple of other elves who turn up, and he's a bit of a cunt to them. And you're like, well...
She's constantly flirting with that other male elf as well. It's
Yeah,
like
and the other one gets
really-
instantly jealous.
Yeah. And so there's like
Is everyone going to start
a
boning in
love
a minute?
triangle straight away in a program that's clearly... I mean, it is targeted, I think, at 6 and 7-year-olds. It's
Yeah.
not...
So it goes from being quite normal, quite
To three
placid.
ways.
Yeah. And, you know, it's not... I mean,
Dark
it's not...
pixie porn.
I really wish I hadn't really let my eldest watch this because it starts with, you know, like you were saying, she's just starting school, but she gets bullied straight away. What a great message that is for any child that's
Yeah.
thinking about going to school. Oh,
Yeah.
you know, it's going to be shit.
You're going to
Don't
turn
worry,
up
gonna-
and a gang of
girls
make
are
your
gonna
life
batter you.
miserable.
But you
Yeah.
can escape into the world of a book and it's going to be okay.
No, because her solution to beat the bullies is just to
retreat.
be a real asshole back to them as well, though. She's really like moody and bullying back.
So does she
and-
not kind of... So I'm assuming this is one of those, because I didn't get to the end of this.
You didn't even really get to the beginning either.
But so so at the end of this, I assume she goes in, learns a little lesson in Syntopia.
Yeah.
You know, through, you know, maybe a bit of a twat unicorn or a twat elf or something like that. That's probably resonates quite nicely with.
Back to the main story. You'd think so, wouldn't you?
With her original kickoff, and then when she comes back in, does she leave Syntopia and then learn a lesson and do the right thing?
No, the
Not
other
so
girls
much,
come
no.
back and they're really nasty to her, even while her grandmother's there with her.
Yeah.
They're twats to her.
Okay, so
You
no
know,
respect.
So this is fairly fucking grim.
I mean,
what
one
does she
good
do? How
thing
does
it's
she
got going
combat
for it is it doesn't push the reset button, like you were talking
But
about.
I didn't watch more than one. I was thinking that when I was watching it. But I
Yeah.
thought I'm not watching more than one episode of this to find out.
No, it doesn't.
Because
it
and
has
I've
an
got a
overarching
bone to pick with
story.
both of you because fucking H2O Mermaids
Yep.
and this, my daughter doesn't watch either of them, so I had to just fucking watch this at night on my own and hated every fucking second of it. Bollocks.
Yeah, it's really bad. It's really bad.
All 23 minutes.
Yeah, I did watch all 20 minutes. But I did notice when I think I messaged you both that the Spirit Christmas special is out.
Yes.
So excited for that.
What did you think of the animation style? Because I thought it drew explicit visual inspiration from
An acid trip.
Gustav Klimt. I'm sure you're aware of the, the sort of 19th century Austrian symbolist painter.
Well,
Yeah.
Gustav Klunge.
Gustav Klimt. His primary subject was a female body. His work.
I didn't pick up a lot on that. I just,
What do you think?
I've
What
actually
did you think
written-
the trees and
No,
the bush?
seriously. If you look at, in all seriousness, if you look at, there's one Queen Mela, who's like the Queen of Syntopia. She
Oh,
is
I thought that was the name
absolutely
of it.
inspired by one of Gustav Klimt's paintings, The Expectation, which is part of the Stocklet frieze.
I'm going to look it up.
Yeah,
The
no, do look
Expectation.
it up because it is. I mean, it clearly was influenced by that, and that's the only piece of high art.
I hadn't gone that in depth, but my notes say Syntopia. What a clusterfuck of design.
Yeah, it's gaudy as
Yeah,
fuck.
it looked like
isn't it?
someone
It's
had just thrown all their paint onto.
yeah. Somebody vomited pink and purple.
I suppose it was
everywhere.
quite an accurate
So hang on,
representation of how a child would colour in something.
Yeah.
So you got trees that are just wrongly coloured, like blue leaves.
Yeah,
and
like
things
massively over-exaggerated plants that shoot pollen out, which she uses as part of the plot.
Like that. All right.
It's
Are the-
sort of look.
Are the trees and plants slightly sentient?
possibly
I don't recall.
if you get into it, maybe
Is it like
later
pink
on.
water instead of blue water and things like that?
She
What
gets
colour are the
she gets
unicorns?
she gets a ring from the elf dude.
Yeah, Tim.
Is that his name?
I don't know.
Tim.
So
Yeah.
when she comes back to
Gok one.
the
Florence.
boarding school, she has this ring on.
Oh,
It
she
looks
took
shite.
it back from Syntopia with her.
Yeah,
So how does that work with the cartoon ring? I mean,
Well,
who
I don't
cares?
know,
I
but-
don't know. Who cares?
So
to
things
be
obviously cross over on a
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
So does the
time-
bracelet?
fair. She doesn't come back wearing the short skirt.
no, she doesn't come out with the same
or
outfit.
the
thank God.
or the knee highs,
No.
stockings.
It's really bad. It's got a bad message. It's badly written. It's
Yeah.
badly animated.
The characters are mean.
The characters are mean. Yeah. Onchow is really fucking annoying.
Oh,
It
is that the
caused
unicorn?
my
Jenny-
eldest to pretend to be a unicorn for months.
But
the
and
plot-
she's
but the
like got
actual-
a really like she does the
But the actual plot is that the villain wants the unicorn horns
Yeah.
to keep her young. So they're going
Oh,
around
no.
collecting and murdering unicorns to harvest the horns.
Standard.
For the baddie, yeah.
So is there any fight scenes or explosions?
She sends off her minion to go and collect. It's not a Michael Bay film, but she sends off her minion to go and hunt the unicorns, and so they find them with her. Whatever that fucking idiot.
How many unicorns are there?
There was 3 when they were capturing them, and then the sort of main right-hand man, if you like, of the villain, she can somehow summon snakes from her arm and shoot them at people, and so that's how she captures this idiotic fucking unicorn, because she uses it like a
lasso.
Yeah, around the and then you think, you fucking idiot, you've already been caught out by that once. And it's done again. And it's a fucking snake. It's just fucking shake it off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Sand snakes.
So,
Well, I'm just going to shock and discredit you.
yeah.
This film got 6.6 out of 10 on IMDb, which is higher than Tusk.
Oh, man. I'd rather watch Tusk again than watch another episode of Mirror Me. Thankfully,
Could you imagine a Tusk Mirror Me crossover?
yeah.
What kind
yeah,
of film would that
almost.
come out as? The gaudy Tusk.
I am so thankful that my eldest is now out of the Mirror Me phase, and I'm even more grateful that I've managed to inflict this on you two.
Yeah, fuck you.
Kinda.
Yeah. Well, yeah, not so much you. But
I'm immune to this watching TV stuff.
Right, let's just draw a line under this, because I
Please.
fucking hated it. Are
Yeah.
you not entertained?
no, I wasn't.
Are you not entertained?
Yeah.
Fuck
I
off.
loved it.
No, you're such a liar. I was fucking not, no.
I like bright
Was it
colours.
worse than H2O Haze O Mermaids
Yeah,
or not?
it was longer. It felt like it was longer.
Yeah, okay.
So it's a no. It's a category no. And fuck you, Meeg. It was a no.
So, Meeg, I can't help but notice you've put up a whiteboard.
Yeah, you've made some sort of rudimentary whiteboard in your.
It looks like
Nice.
you're
You twats
brainstorming.
It's because you twats have challenged me to answer a particular question.
Yeah, because earlier on in one of the podcasts, although I can't remember if it made the edit or not, you said you hated films with ambiguous endings.
Yeah, I just don't like films that make you think.
Well,
Yeah.
this
Is that
this
the
section,
reason?
I don't like
It's gonna
films
be
that
short.
make you think. Amazing. This is going to be a section called Meeg Explains, Anonymous Meeg Explains, and you're going to explain to us, because, you know, it's a perfectly valid point of view to have that you don't like movies with ambiguous endings. But I would like to know a little bit about why you don't like them and what movies you think have got ambiguous endings.
It's nice to have closure, right? You know, when you're watching a film, you want a car chase, an explosion.
Yeah.
This is a Michael Bay film.
Yeah, you want to watch Bad Boys too.
I've never heard of this guy. Who is Michael Bay? And as a result, at the end of it, you want to feel like, you know, there's an end to the story. Or I do anyway.
Do you not feel that sometimes art can reflect life, and life doesn't always have clean-cut, understandable endings to things? Sometimes it can be a long and confusing journey, and sometimes things can be more interesting in retrospect.
Yeah, like life might be a little bit about the journey, but you always, you know, there is a destination as well. At the end
Death.
of it, in some cases. But like,
In all cases.
Well, no,
Case in
not in
point.
replicas.
Yeah, oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
or probably some of these other weird and wonderful films that exist out there.
So, shall we have a look at some of your examples that you've written up there?
So films that
I think that says-
films that just annoy me. I'm sorry, if I'm going to spend an hour and a half of my life watching a film,
Yeah.
much more important things to do. I want to know that there's a happy ending of some sorts at the end of it, right? Or at least one that you
Can't
know,
it be
you
a
can
sad-
tell where
can't
the
it be
story.
an
You can
unhappy
tell where the
ending?
story is going to go. Yeah, it can be an unhappy ending, but you need to know what's going on with the story. Take Inception.
Yeah.
Really good film, right?
Okay.
Cracking concept. You know, you're sort of following him go through the levels of the subconscious as he gets to the end of, you know, to try and plant this thought in Lady's mind. But the way it just bloody leaves it there with that spinning top.
But do you not think that... So I would say two
That-
things
so you
about
don't
the
know
ending.
whether so you don't
But
know
but
whether
isn't the
he's
point that
actually
it doesn't actually
lost
matter?
himself.
So there's two things. One is that
matters.
actually, if you listen to the ending, you actually hear the top fall over anyway, right? So that
do
is
you?
yeah. If you listen in
Thank you.
the last 5 seconds, of
So, what
it,
does that mean? He was lost.
No, that means it's real.
that means it was real.
Thank
okay.
God.
But isn't the whole point that it
That's
doesn't
brilliant.
matter anymore because Cobb has accepted the fact that this is reality and therefore he doesn't need to go any further. So it's not really an ambiguous ending. It's talking about the journey of the main character, right?
No, it's ambiguous. You don't know.
You don't know whether the top fell over.
Yeah.
But it's
but now I do
it's-
because you just told me.
No,
so
because
I've
the
got
ending
fucking closure. So that one
No, but
goes off
the
the list.
real ending is that Cobb has reached the end of his emotional journey because it doesn't matter anymore. That is the ending.
As he truly,
Okay, well, let's move on to the-
as he truly planted it. As he
Should we
truly
move on to the
planted
next
Inception.
Because I don't think the next one is ambiguous at all. Is
What
it?
have you got?
Total Recall. What's ambiguous about Total Recall?
Did any of it happen?
Yes, exactly. It leaves you ambiguous at the end of it, saying
okay. It does a
actually
bit,
did any of
yeah.
it. You don't know whether he's in his own reality. In his own mind,
always
was he
like to
actually the
assume that it
machine?
did all happen.
Did it actually all happen?
Yeah, but isn't
And I
that
don't like that.
that's the
I
what?
don't
But
like that. I want to know that it happened.
It
or
either
didn't.
did or didn't.
The fact that you just invalidated the rest of the film is just shocking.
well, you didn't invalidate it.
No,
You
what was
just
shocking
left
was the
end-
fucking remake.
Yeah, you just left it
Fuck,
open
was-
to interpretation, right?
Do you know the
Yeah,
book it
because
was
it's fun
based
to have
on?
a chat with people about it.
Talk about
Philip K. Dick.
have a look at old.
We can remember it for your wholesale, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What-
What's the one at the bottom there?
Yeah, what does that say at the bottom there, Meeg?
Asking myself the question of why I need closure in a film.
Okay.
What's the one adjacent to that? It looks like it says curry go.
That's what I meant. Oh, hurry up.
Lost in translation.
Well, you,
Oh, no, it says,
Wait,
why
so-
do I need closure?
Exactly.
And what's the answer?
I don't know.
Oh, right.
But what's
okay.
your beef with Lost in Translation? Because that is, if we made an actual top 5 of our favourites, that's always in mine.
So
I fucking.
You
love
just want to
that
know
film.
what he whispered into her ear?
Let me flip reverse the question. Yeah, what did he whisper into her ear at the end?
Doesn't matter.
It
Or
doesn't
was
matter.
it? It does.
It doesn't because they
It
had a
does.
completely platonic relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. what
So
did
he was, I imagined to myself, he was just saying, "Look, don't worry about all the shit you're fretting about. Everything's going to be okay. You'll be fine." Blah blah. Blah. He was just more of a.
It's not like
I don't want to say
upstairs,
father figure
room
because there was
16.
almost a bit of a
It was a
connection
bit
there.
of that, yeah.
But it was just like, "Look, don't worry, you'll be fine." You know that. So he was just reassuring her. I thought.
Not room 16, 15 minutes.
No, because it wasn't cheap and wretched like that. The point of something like that is that you can apply your own.
Yeah.
You can take what you
And
want from it.
it wouldn't be any richer for you hearing the dialogue because the point is you understand, that you
I
connect
think people
with the
do.
experience.
People
that
do
they've
get
had.
the sound edit and try and drill down into
It's
it. to
not
see if they can-
important, though.
I know, of course it isn't. And it's a great film.
Can you think of any films with like shit ambiguous endings?
There's a French film called the
think
English
you've lost
title
it
was
already.
High
Amelie.
Tension, and it's basically
Le Tension
no, it's Haute something or other. I can't remember.
Valley.
Yeah, and it's about like a woman being chased by a serial killer the whole film, and then the reveal at the end is that it was like a split personality thing. She was kind of chasing herself, but was she?
Because they had Basic Instinct.
Joker.
That did have an ambiguous ending.
Massively.
Yeah,
Did it?
I mean, yeah, because
yeah.
you don't know.
Did any of it happen or not? Again,
Did
really?
any?
Oh, I
A
just thought
big
it
question
did.
is:
I
did
didn't
any of
get
it
that.
happen? Did Bruce? Too many questions, unanswered questions. Did was Tom Wayne actually his father? Was
But
actually
but-
Joker's father?
But getting the answers to those questions,
helps the film get better.
I don't know. Maybe we
Was
should.
The only problem I had with
Was
Joker
he
was that he
really,
would have been
really
so
wa-
much older than Batman by the time Batman
Yeah.
was older.
Yeah.
He just couldn't work.
Was
Yeah.
Was he really a walrus? At the end of it,
Yeah,
Or
he
was
was.
still
He
a
was
man?
full war.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
got full
yeah,
war, 100%
definitely. If
war.
you'd have watched to the end, you'd have seen
But he
it.
said he had a tear in his eye, so still.
Yeah, because he was.
Well, there was still some shred of humanity left underneath the walrus.
But he just accepted
He'd
that
embraced his
They
walrus
couldn't
life.
reverse the procedure.
What was the quote again, Sadie?
Is man indeed a walrus at heart?
Yeah.
And also, if you wish to continue living, you will live as a walrus, or you'll live as nothing at all. So
Can
you
you
just
think of any
rather
others?
have an intro, some strife, and then a resolution. Is really all you're looking for from a film.
Yeah. So like, maybe definitely some fight scenes, some superhero powers would be quite nice as well. So like a little
So
bit of
Marvel
magic.
film.
Marvel film. You want a Marvel
Not
film?
bad.
Oh, I tell you what, I did watch yesterday was Crisis on Infinite Earths Part
Oh,
1.
I really want to see that. Is any
Don't
good?
bother. It's,
Oh, it's terrible.
fucking wang.
Oh, right. Okay.
Or martial arts film.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah. Because
But don't you ever want to,
they
like-
always end up with something that's kind of, clean cut at the end.
Don't you ever want to there are quite a few books that have got ambiguous endings, or you don't know what's happened after the book is
Fuck me
finished,
off.
or
Use
Fuck me off
Audible.
more.
don't you ever want to
Blinkist. They use Blinkist.
Yeah.
Think about what might have happened, and that it sparks off your own thoughts, and you might have a
think
debate
we know
with
the answer to
someone.
that is
or-
no, don't we?
No,
But,
yeah, I suppose. Yeah,
want
I
someone
can't
to-
bully you into.
if I'm paying for a
understanding
movie, if I'm paying for a movie, I want
You want
someone
an
thinking
ending.
for me. Yeah.
You want an If I'm paying for a movie, I want someone thinking for me. Brilliant. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm not going to punish you for your choices, Meeg.
Yeah. So it
No,
just
they're your
means that-
choices, and you should just own them.
Yeah.
Well done.
I can't say I'm
careful what you
convinced
make me
by your
watch.
argument, though. I have to say, much as we, when Saidi talked about his beloved classic and we accepted it, and
What spirit?
Transformers,
Yeah.
and my rant about Michael Bay, which he ended up getting locked away at the end of it. I'm afraid I'm going to have to say that.
Did you watch that clip of him doing the?
Yeah,
the,
it was amazing.
Dickhead.
Did I agree with you on the whole Michael Bay thing?
Well, in the end, we ended up.
Still don't seem to know who he is.
Yeah.
What did he do?
Okay, well, let's wrap it up then for this week's discussion. I think we've learnt a lot. We've
Yep.
shared a lot.
Yep.
Thanks, guys. Next week, we're going to discuss all things Christmassy.
Yay.
Which, are you two allowed to discuss stuff like that?
What, me?
Yeah, well, you're both Jewish, aren't you?
No, I'm the only actual legitimate Jew. Meeg
on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
Fake Jew.
The
Yeah.
Jew wagon.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm allowed to talk about Christmas. That's
Okay,
fine.
cool. We could do Jewish for like Happy Hanukkah and stuff.
Well, let's
if you
save
prefer.
that for. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Save that for.
Okay, so we'll do a top 5 of Christmas films.
Yeah.
And then we'll pick a Christmas film to be revealed
Yep.
and also some other Christmas feature.
You excited about Christmas?
Oh, God, we'll have
Special?
To have to pick a kid's Christmas thing as well. It's going to be dreadful.
You excited about
Christmas
a Christmas
spirit.
special?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great shout.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, good. What about
I'm
you,
psyched.
Sidey?
Yeah, I'm all
Yeah.
over it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Christmas playlist and everything.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to making you watch Home Alone.
I fucking hate home.